Do you want to study in the US with excellent education quality? Then this live stream is for you. Hi, and thank you for joining our live stream, University of Illinois, Chicago. My name is Hugo Bustamante, Recruitment Manager for Global Studies. Global Studies is an educational agency which helps you to apply to different destinations in the world. And we have different companies that we are working with. And don't forget that we can assess you. We can guide you if you want to apply in the USA, in the UK, Germany, France, Italy, and many other destinations. You have here our email address, our WhatsApp number. You have our webpage, and you just have to contact us and ask for your free guidance session. Don't forget to follow us in our social media. We are in X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and you will know more about the different options that we can offer you. And today we are with Kali Heifetz. She's a Senior Managing Director, UIC and UIS Global. And hi, Kali, how are you?
I'm very, very good, Hugo. How are you? I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. And we also have with us too, Michael Murray. She's academic, UIC Global. Hi, how are you, Michael?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thanks for having us. We're excited to share more about UIC.
No, it is a pleasure to have you here with us. I think a lot of people want to know more about UIC. So please, Kelly, I would like you to tell us more about University of Illinois, Chicago, and the different options that this fabulous university can offer us. Please
Wonderful.
go ahead.
Thank you, Hugo. Thank you. Thank you so much. So before I even start the presentation, I love this first page and first slide because it is Chicago. And Chicago is the third largest city in the United States. In this presentation today, I'm going to go over a lot of different things. I'm going to go over our programs. We're going to go over the various activities that you can do on campus. We'll go over safety. We'll go over housing. We will also go over a few quick videos with students that will talk to you a little bit more about their experiences at UIC. And with that, I'm going to move on to the next slide and hopefully be able to, there we go, show you a little bit more about Chicago. Again, full of innovation. It's the home of tech advancements. We have so many large corporations that are headquartered in the city of Chicago. It makes it a very, very vibrant city with many career opportunities for all of our students. Again, as I said, third largest city, very diverse. And what that means, and we'll talk a little bit about the diversity of UIC, but because of the diversity, not only of the university, but of the city of Chicago, you will not feel like you are a visitor of the city. You will feel part of the city and part of the university as well. A little bit more about the city. So many museums, and the museums actually do have free museum days that students can go and explore the museum for free. But as you can see, all of these cars driving to the left-hand side, that is Lake Michigan to the left, and that is Lakeshore Drive. In the summer, we do swim on the lake. As you can see, there are people on that beach swimming in the summer. So Chicago does have a lot of wonderful things for winter, spring, summer, and fall. We have 4 seasons. And I'll talk a little bit about the public transportation system, which is very extensive. There are different things and different places that students can go to by train, by bus, by metro train. So it is really, really well connected, and students have the opportunity to go anywhere they would like within the city and the suburbs as well. So let's talk a little bit about UIC, and you'll see a lot of pictures of UIC in my other slides, but Chicago is UIC and UIC is Chicago. We are a very urban location, Research One institution, and I'll talk a little bit more about what that means. But we are in the Midwest of the United States. A lot of times we ask students, where do you want to go? And they say New York or Los Angeles. Well, there is definitely something different than that, and that is in the Midwest, where it's easy to get to New York, as you can see, maybe a 2-hour flight, and easy to get to Los Angeles as well. We have a very large city feel, but the Midwest is a little bit more, the people are a little bit kinder than you would maybe see in New York. They walk a little bit slower than they do in New York City. And I can say that because I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in New Jersey. But we'll talk a little bit more about the organizations on campus, but wanted to show you exactly where Chicago is on the map. But we are ranked in the top 13 universities in the nation. And we're in the top 25 most diverse campuses. There are over 33,000 students that are on our campus. And of that, 4,263 are international students coming from 100 different countries. But the diversity of this institution also brings in first-generation Americans. And some are Latin American students. Some are from various different countries in the world. And that's what makes our university very diverse. And the importance of diversity on campus is not only to meet students that are, of other countries, but the faculty teaching the classes. They know how to teach an international student, and they know how to use the experience of an international student in the classroom so that you can learn not only from the faculty member, but from each other. And faculty do that all of the time. As you move to years 3, years 4 in your university career, you may find classes 18 students to 1 faculty. Those are the more specialized classes toward your major. But I really do think that over 33,000 students and having 4,000 solely international students, that's kind of cool. And they do a lot of really wonderful things on campus. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But I talked about Research One institution. And for those that are interested in engineering, which is one of the very popular majors on campus, there's over $446 million in total sponsored research awarded to UIC. And what does that mean? That means that the university has funding to create wonderful experiments and do wonderful testing and do wonderful research that students can also be involved in with their faculty. There is so much that a student can do as they move to years 3 and years 4 with their professors. It's wonderful. We are the top 10 best value colleges. We are a state institution, but the Wall Street Journal said that we're the top 10 best value. And what does that mean? That means that the degree that you receive at UIC can really get you where you need to go, especially if you would like to remain in Chicago. We'll talk about a lot of the career fairs that we do on campus, but this is also something really great. And top 15 best undergraduate business programs. Our engineering program is top notch, and McCall will talk a little bit about engineering, but a lot of really wonderful things. So before I start the video, and I'm hoping you can hear it, and let's start here. We do have, So we did ask some of our students to create a day in a life. What does it look like? And you kind of saw, going into different buildings on campus, going into their residence, leaving their residence, taking public transportation. Students have easy access to public transportation. I talked about that a little bit earlier. But what we also have on campus, and I'll talk about it more throughout this presentation, is the access of safety and public safety to help make sure that our students are safe. A lot of times, because we look at social media or we may look at Instagram, we may read newspapers, we may think Chicago is very, very dangerous. The campus of UIC is very, very safe. And with over 33,000 students, it's a very large campus. We have public safety, and we also have the UIC police, and we also have the Chicago police that patrol our areas. So there's 24/7 security. And that's also true with our program managed housing. We have 2 locations, and we'll show you a little bit of both. Central to UIC campus, a lot of student groups that students can get involved in, and more that I will discuss in my next slide. So I said we have student organizations. We have over 460 organizations, stemming from any kind of sports, intramural sports, academic, specific major related. We provide a wide range of opportunities for students to get involved in the community. There are so many students that are available during our fall intake, during our activity fair or involvement fair, and all of these organizations are available to speak to any student that is interested. UIC Global also had several students create organizations on campus. So the sky is the limit in terms of involvement, both on campus and within the city of Chicago. So talking a little bit about program managed housing, and I'm glad that there's no volume here so that I can speak over it as you look at our accommodations. We have 2. One is Taylor Loft's apartment. This one is actually the Infinite, so I'll quickly go over what the Infinite has for our students. The Infinite is in downtown Chicago, so definitely urban living. You're across the street from the Art Institute of Chicago and minutes away from Michigan Avenue, which a lot of you may know is where all of the shopping is. Amenities for the Infinite Chicago. One would be the roof deck that you are seeing now that also has barbecue, and you can spend time there in the summer. Fully furnished units, so all of our units have furnishings. There's a fitness center, and in-unit laundry, which means students can do their laundry in their unit. They do not have to take their clothes anywhere. I think that that's a special extra added perk of the Infinite. And of course, high-speed internet access is available. For Taylor Loft's apartments, they are a 5-minute walk to campus. So they are very, very close to the campus, to the UIC campus. They also have fully furnished apartments, and this is your Taylor Loft's building. On-site fitness centers, study lounges as well. Laundry is on every floor. It's not in the unit. This is actually the gym for Taylor Loft's. There are private bedrooms. We do have some private bedrooms with shared bathrooms. The Infinite does have shared bedrooms as well, so 2 in a specific bedroom. And so housing is required for any student that is a first-year student with UIC Global. And if there are any specific questions, you can definitely reach out or look on our website to get some more information regarding our housing options. So something that Global has that some of our other partnerships here does not have is our program managed dining. So these are dining halls that are close to our residents where students have the opportunity to have either a 3-meal week, 6-meal or 8-meal-a-week plan. There are over 15 global cuisines. There are 2 locations, and they cater to any restrictions, vegetarian, vegan, halal. But what we find is that we don't want students to only eat pizza in the United States. We want them to try different foods. And because Chicago is so diverse, this would be a great place for them to try new things from all these wonderful vendors and enjoy their meals on campus. Along with the standard program managed dining, we also do have 20 meals that are available to our students per week. I'm sorry, not per week, but per semester on campus. So they do have 20 meals on campus that they can opt into for the semester. If they want more on-campus meals, they can always add them onto their plan. So I talked a lot about campus safety. I won't go very long on this slide, but wanted to just show what the app, the UIC Safe app, looks like and what it is used for. There are over 1,000 safety alarms on campus, and police response time is about under 3 minutes. And so this is the UIC Safe app, and what you will see is you can do a lot of different things. You can ask for a police escort. You can call UIC police. You can call for a night ride, which is actually a bus in which picks up students, takes them from one location to another on campus. You can text the police and let them know that you are going from one location to another, and they will track you real time and make sure that you got from one place to another. It's easy to connect with friends to share their location in real time, and allows users, especially our young students, to use modern technology and make sure that they are safe and accounted for. And I wanted to just play for you a little YouTube interview that I did with 2 of my students. Yasmin, who's the female, is still an undergraduate student. She's graduating shortly. And Keshav to the left is a graduate student. So hopefully you can hear this.
Callie, we can't hear it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to move that. Sorry. I apologize that you can't hear it. I'll talk a little bit about it, but I've spoken a lot about safety, and I think that we'll just skip that slide. And sorry. And move over to your topics call, which will be the academic portion. But before we do that, let me go over career readiness for you. So I talked a lot about Chicago having a lot of organizations and corporate offices in the area. Well, UIC has 8 career fairs per academic year. And the funny thing is that I just received an email yesterday that our next career fair will be in April, and that there will be over 100 organizations that will be coming to our career fair. But what UIC also does between now and then is they do a lot of workshops for students. There's a resume workshop. There's a workshop on how you can research the companies that are going to be coming and know a little bit about them before you go and speak with them. There is one on the elevator pitch, as we call it, a 5-minute presentation about yourself. Who are you when you introduce yourself to a potential employer, talking to them about who you are, what you want to do, and making it very quick and simple. So there are many opportunities to facilitate career development. And some companies that recruit at UIC, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Apple, Ernst & Young, and so many, many more. But this information is sent out to all of students. That email that I received yesterday is sent through the whole university. And it does give students the opportunity, even first-year students, the opportunity to start really looking at what this looks like, what these career fairs can do for them, and how they could potentially move into their careers after graduation. All right, McCall, it's up to you. We have the
All right.
hearing.
That is a great transition because, so my name is McCall. I'm the Associate Academic Operations Director at UIC. I am happy to be here sharing about our academics. And so with what Callie was saying is really at the heart of each of the colleges. So there are over 16 different colleges, and that means that you are a UIC student, but then you go to your college and that's the specialized department of where you work with the faculty and the staff that are there. And we want you to be excellent students and we want you to be successful in the classroom. But further than that, your goal is to graduate and get a job. And that is what we want. And that is what our faculty and staff are working for right from when you get on campus here. So the first, we have, like I said, 16 different. I'm just going to go over the 4 most popular ones. So this is the College of Engineering. We have just about every engineering that you could think of. Computer science is one of our most popular ones, with mechanical and industrial also, but a long list of majors and minors to get involved with. And what Callie was talking about earlier with getting involved, they have robotics clubs and some fun events for you to do on top of your classwork. So then you can actually apply what you're learning in your classes to things that that you're really interested in. Callie, can you go to the next? Okay, so we have many different buildings for where the College of Engineering is housed. And one of our favorites is the Makerspace. And this is open to our engineering students 24/7. You'll get an ID card, you'll swipe that, you'll get in. And then that is where you are able to put your hands on things that you will actually be using once you graduate. So all of the millions of dollars that we are getting back in grants and from alums and from businesses, we're buying materials that you are able to use. So then when you interview for a job, you say, well, I've already worked on that. I'm ready to go and I know that. And that will set you apart. Our engineering department does have a career development center also, and they have the Career Expo for engineering students to help you make sure that your resume is engineering ready and to help you boost up that experience to look really good on job interviews later. And one of those is our guaranteed paid internship. And this is for after your first year as a degree seeking student. If you meet the eligibility that is listed there on the left, then you'll work with the career development, you'll work with the College of Engineering, and together you'll find an internship that you're able to have right after your first year. And that is going to get you the experience, and then it's going to apply back into your classroom. You're going to be able to say, well, when I was at my internship and I saw this is what I'm learning about now. And that's going to give you a lot of experience that other students may not have, because getting an internship in your first year is a big deal, and having it paid is even better. And it does motivate you more to keep that GPA and the performance up too. Okay, let's switch over to business. So in Chicago, we have several different universities, and at UIC, our business program is #1. And that is something we are very proud of. It is an active and dynamic college, very involved. With all of the businesses that we have access to a lot of different opportunities for you. We have the companies able to come in and talk to you, and that is going to make sure that you know what is going on in the real world. There is, like engineering, they have the Career Development Center, and that's going to help you develop who you are as a professional. So you have who you are as a high school student, who you are as a UIC student, but who are you in a professional world? And that's something you have to develop and get a lot of skills. And that is where the Career Development Center for Business will help out. Can you go to the next slide?
Mm-hmm.
And so your specialized first year experience, we're going to, in the College of Business, there are a variety of majors, just like the College of Engineering. So marketing, information and decision science, finance, accounting. So in the first year, you are going to be bunched up with all of the people from that major, and that is going to start building your network. And that is going to make sure that you have colleagues once you graduate and you're really able to get to know them, get to know their goals, get to know what part of the business they want to work in. And that is going to build your network for getting another job or cross communication with degrees. While you're going to get really close and to know them, you're also going to get to know people in other majors. So if I'm in marketing, I'm in a class with all marketing majors, but then I'm going to transfer over and I'm going to take another class with people from accounting or finance, and I get those perspectives and I get to learn from them also. We can go on to talk about Douglas Hall, one of the best buildings on campus. And this sets you up for walking into a job. When you walk into Douglas Hall, it is made for you to feel like it is a job. We encourage you to dress in a professional manner. There are TVs that are showing business news from the US and all over the world. There is meeting rooms and conference rooms and classrooms that are designed for it to mimic what you're going to see after graduation. Okay, we're going to keep moving. So College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, or the LAS, this is our largest college on campus, and there are over 40 different degrees. It includes natural sciences like your biology and chemistry, humanities with history or English, social sciences with psychology, economics. So a lot of different degrees that are available in the LAS department. What they also have is the pre-professional goals that you can see there. So pre-professional goals is not a major. So a lot of people will come in and they'll want to do pharmacy after. So what you are able to do is you're going to major in probably biology or biochemistry. But then in your second year, you can say, I have this goal after I graduate with my 4-year degree. And you are able to add that pre-pharmacy goal. And when you add that, you get an additional advisor. So you have your college advisor for biochemistry, but then your pre-professional advisor too, who is going to help you make sure that you're in classes that will set you up for really good experience, get you in touch with some of the organizations for your pre-professional goal, help you to prepare for any exams that you might need to take after you graduate, and just another person to add to your success network here. Let's go to the next. And so something that is awesome about the LAS is there's over 350 tenure track faculty members. And what that means is that they are here and they are invested. If they are on a track to stay, they are super invested in their students and in their research and in UIC and in Chicago. That is where they are here and they're here to stay. They have a lot of the research opportunities with the money that Callie was talking about, in laboratories, but then in library research also, so that you can get published and work closely with those faculty members. And our last one is the College of Architecture, Design, and the Arts, but we call it CADA. It's a shorter. This is a great college, especially in Chicago. I have to say, we have a boat tour through Chicago, the architecture boat tour, and we are just in an architectural center. And this is able to put you further down the road with this because of where we're located. Now, what you're seeing in this picture is a studio space for a student. So each of them get a studio space across campus to work on their design or their architecture. And that is, there is faculty there, there's other students. And with you being an international student, the college CATA really values that because they like having a new perspective. They like having the new experience that you're able to bring, and you can add a lot of value to their college because of that unique experience of what you have in the past. Can you go to the next one? These are the 4 most popular majors that we have in CATA: design, architecture, art and art history, and theater and music. So with design and architecture, it is important to note they are fall only starts. So with the reason behind that is because they are very specialized programs. So you are in a sequence of courses and you are with your the people that you enter with. So you're cohorted, like I mentioned, for business. Now, what they do is you start a project right away in your first semester, and then you're going to build on those every single term. And by the end, when you graduate 4 years later, you're going to have a portfolio and you are going to be able to show all of your projects, all of your growth, where you started and where you ended, and how much you have learned over the years when you are interviewing for more jobs and more companies. We have a gallery that you at the end of each semester that you're able to display your projects, and also that theater and music are able to put on a show for us, that family can come to, friends, and then the people in the community too. So the people who might be hiring you come to the galleries also.
A bit about the UIC admission, the UIC global admission requirements, and thank you, McCall, so much for going over the top 4 colleges. I think that when we look at popularity, it is between the business and the engineering, but we also have students interested in LAS and definitely CATA as well. Okay, so basically for the international direct, which is a minimum grade point average of a 3.0 and an IELTS score of 6.5 and no sub-score below 6. It talks a little bit about the Cambridge exam and the TOEFL as well. I'm hoping that you will be able to review this presentation again after we give it so that you can look through this information. But this is also on our UIC Global website. For the accelerator programs, your academic accelerator is a 2-semester pathway program. It's a program in which has a requirement to progress into year 2 at UIC. That's a 2.5 minimum grade point average. And the difference between the two is the English language, IELTS 5.5 to a 5.0, TOEFL 68, no part below 14, and then TOEFL no part below 12 for a 60. So these are the 3 programs that we have students attend every year, and would definitely love for you guys to ask us questions. So we were asked for a 40-minute presentation. We made it 34 to see if there were any questions that you had for us. I'm going to stop sharing. Hugo, I'm hoping that was helpful and informative.
Yes.
And we are here available to answer any easy questions only.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, McCall. It is really a pleasure to have you with us today. And yes, we have some questions, please. For example, what can you tell us about the availability of scholarships for international students, please?
Okay, so in terms of scholarship, I believe that does happen prior to admission and during the admission process. So I believe that it would be student by student based. I don't have an overarching explanation in terms of how much scholarship a student could potentially get. There are scholarships available. And there are also scholarships, UIC scholarships available in their later years as well. In terms of employment and on-campus employment, there are several different places that students can work. Along with UIC Global, we hire close to 10 to 15 international students every year, every semester, depending on how many stay with us. Because we know that a UIC Global student as an orientation leader can help new students come to UIC and be acclimated. We have students advising that have done really well in specific areas of their coursework, and they tutor and advise new students. So there are several different places where students can work on campus as well. Usually for those 2 accelerator programs, Hugo, where I said the AAP, EAP, it will be after they become a direct UIC student. For the international direct, after they complete their program with UIC Global, they can definitely find a job on campus. And I just had a student, McCall, you were there yesterday. I just had one of our students come to the office yesterday, beaming, so excited. He said, I have to speak to you. I said, okay. And he said, well, I got a job. And he was so happy. And I was so excited. I'm like, what are you going to be doing? Well, he's like, I'm working with campus housing. I'm like, that's great. That's wonderful. He's an engineer. That's his major by trade. But, you know, he was very, very excited to begin working with the housing department at UIC and with all the students in the residence. So there are several opportunities. Again, in terms of scholarships, that is a student by student case, but there are scholarships available.
Thank you, Kali. And could you please tell us about the intakes that UIC has available, please?
Yeah, sure. So I will, and you know, McCall just came to us. What is it? 2 weeks now, McCall? Yes. Okay. So
yeah, just about 2 weeks.
worked at LSU, so she worked in Louisiana, a little bit warmer than Chicago. So I will explain our intake. And it's interesting because UIC Global likes to bring in our students close to 1.5 weeks before classes begin. So normally, Hugo, for the first few days, our students are sometimes the only ones on campus because we bring them in very early for a lot of reasons. First reason, sometimes there's a visa issue or they have to arrive a little bit late. So we want to have them, you know, start early, and maybe they have to arrive late, but they'll come before classes. Second reason is because we know that this is a different learning experience, a different culture, a different location. You may be homesick. You may have had a 15-hour flight and the time difference is different. So we need to make sure that every student is good and standing great to start their classes. We begin our orientation and we go over everything from our academics to student services like insurance. That's a big one. We talk about culture shock. We talk about, we assist them in moving into the residence. We do have an airport transfer, a transfer service that takes our students from the airport to their accommodation if they arrive on arrival day. We do icebreakers where they get to meet each other because, again, and McCall will be very sad to hear me say this, but it's not only about the academics, right? Your university career and your experience and your success it's all around. It's not just you're going to class every day. It's exercising. It's meeting students from other countries, having friends, creating your new family as you mature and grow old and older and make your own decisions. It's intramural sport or something fun that you want to do. It's not just sitting in your room 24 hours a day studying. So we try to talk to students about what opportunities are available for them. And then we also talk to them about what the first day of class will look like. A couple of things, Hugo, in some countries, you don't have to go to every class. You take the final at the end, you get an A, and you get an A for the class. That's not true for classes at UIC. Attendance is very, very important for various professors. Some classes, if you miss 3 classes, you get a full grade lower. and students need to know this and how to navigate it and how to be as successful as possible. So that's a little bit about what orientation looks like. For fall, we usually have close to 350, maybe 350 students, undergraduate students that are coming onto campus. That's a large number of students. So it's a lot. It's very, very busy. It's very, very exciting.
Callie, it's really important to take all this when you are planning to study at the University of Illinois, Chicago. And we have one more question, please. Could you give us an average cost idea about the cost of a program at UIC, please?
It depends on the program that the student is taking. And what we can do, and I don't know if there's a chat, and maybe McCall, you can, I don't know if Sasha is on, and if we have something there, or they can go right onto our, you know what, McCall, can you put the UIC Global link in the chat box? I just want to make it as clear as possible. In the UIC Global link, it gives you a range of what the cost will be per semester, and I believe also per year. When you're looking, and if you decide that UIC is the location for you, what will be asked for is a certificate of finance. Basically, can you afford this amount for your I-20? And so the Office of International Services will ask for a specific amount to be shown, and that would be for a year of tuition. It's an estimated tuition, living expenses and such. But on our website, and I'm hoping Nicole can add it to the chat, there's a link of the prospective cost per program. Understand that UIC Global does have its own health insurance. So we have medical insurance for a year. That is vision and dental. So the students do not have UIC insurance for their first year. It's global. Students really do like that insurance, and we walk them through how to use it. So included in the tuition would be your tuition, your fees, the insurance, housing, and dining. But again, this information is on our website.
Yes, I put the link in our private chat. If you're able to share that out with all of our attendees, that would be great.
Thank you. Thank you, Callie, and thank you, McCall, for all this information. And to all the students and to all the people that was here with us today, it is important that you know that you can contact Global Studies, and we are really happy to help you with all the application process. We can help you with the questions you may have about the different programs. As Callie said, the costs are different depending on the program also. So we can help you with all the application process, and it will be a real pleasure for us to be for you. And Callie and McCall, really thank you. Thank you for being with us today.
So much.
Thank you.
And everybody, don't forget, this is the right moment to apply to University of Illinois, Chicago. We are happy to help you with the application process. As you see, we are in direct contact with the staff of the university. So please do it, contact us, and start this dream and make this come true right now. We are here for you. Well, it was a pleasure really to have you, Callie, McCall, and all the people that was with us today.
Great.
Thank you.
Day. Thank you.
You all have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.